Hello and welcome to another episode of the Crisco and
D-zurt podcast.
we want to start off by thanking everyone for the love, the support, the feedback. In 1 week, it's been amazing. Make sure y'all subscribe, follow, alerts, notifications, all that good stuff, ratings and everything. So thank you for that.
Thank you very much.
Anything you want to hop or say before we get started, D-zurt?
No, I want to piggyback off you. Thank you guys for the kind words, for the inspiration, for the motivation to make us want to keep on doing this. Thank you for the ideas you guys shared. We're currently working on those. As soon as we get those movies watched and we write down our little list of, things we see in the movie that we want to discuss about it. If we, things some people might have missed or things that we're confused about, bring back to the table so you guys can help us out a little bit.
I do got a lot of things I'm confused about, so that's also good. But we will start off this week with a follow-up of your question to end last week. Do you want to go over what the specifics of that question was?
First of all, no, I want to address the elephant in the room first, sir, if I may.
And what is that elephant?
My Super Bowl prediction, sir.
Listen, I know when to fall on the sword. I was right about the bloodbath, but I did let my personal hurt with Tom Brady leaving the Patriots blind me to his greatness. And they won the Super Bowl. He did act a damn fool afterwards.
He did. He's still acting a fool.
Yeah, but well deserved. He's the greatest of all time. There was no debate even before that. But you got that. You're up 1-0.
And the thing is, I think I was only off by 3 or 4 points.
Well, the question is, did you go to Las Vegas or your local casino?
I'm practicing. This is all prep.
Okay. All right. Well, next time.
Yes, sir.
Now, do you want to go over the question from last week to get us started?
Yes, the question for last week, if for all the everybody who wasn't here, or a reminder for the people that were listening, the question is: when two grown men are finishing the conversation on the phone, is it okay for one of the men to say bye?
Now, I think this debate is going to be one of the shortest of all time because I have no issue with that. Bye is an English word. It ain't no swear. It ain't no racial epithet. There is nothing wrong with it. So just like a grown man can tell another grown man, I love you, why can't he say bye?
It just it just doesn't sound right. So when you say bye, am I also supposed to say bye back?
You're supposed to hang up. You just acknowledge the bye with like a
Yeah.
Oh,
yep.
yeah. All right. Or just click. When I say bye, I'm taking the phone away. I'm not waiting to hear anything back. So I don't think you even have to respond. As long as one says bye, that is the clear sign of the waving the flag that the call is ended. There's no more needed. You ain't got to go bye, see you later. There's no back and forth. That means I'm hanging up.
I mean, I see where you're going. I'm just not picking up what you're putting down, brother.
So what do you say when you hang up the phone?
All right. Yep. Okay then. Later.
Okay, everything but later, I have a problem with. Because those are words, adverbs, pronouns, whoever's an English teacher on the line can correct me. That means there could be something left. Like you say, all right. I'm like, all right, what? That's like the ... in the text, which I hate when people give me ... at the end of a sentence. But anyway, that's like, oh, is there more? If you say all right to me, I'm gonna hold on and be like, maybe he didn't hear me say I'm hanging up. You got something else to say? Bye is like that. We done.
Okay, well, you know what? Let's table this and see what people have to say, and then we can briefly discuss it for just read the reviews on it when we link up again to discuss the next set of movies or TV shows.
All right. Now, I know we are here to talk Mandalorian season 2 and the Star Wars timeline, but I did have something happen to me, and this bothered me. And this is what the podcast is about, right? We're living, we're fathers, we're organic. So I'm gonna share my thoughts and opinion and hear what you have to say.
Okay.
So yesterday afternoon, I have an app. We're in COVID, Corona, and my kids are in virtual learning. And I got an alert that my daughter completed an assignment in social studies. And the title was LeBron James. Now, a little backstory here for those who may not know. We're in Black History Month. So I saw that and I actually got upset. Let me tell you why. February is the shortest month, and they've dedicated that to our heritage, which that's a whole nother argument we can get into, right?
True.
You also have February vacation, which is a week off of that week from students. All right.
Facts.
Now we're looking at about how many actual school days does a child have in February? Maybe in the teens?
I'm gonna give it probably by 12.
Okay. I'm gonna give it 15 just to play the devil's advocate, right? You got 12 to 15 actual school days. And the month is Black History Month. We're taking one of those days to give an assignment to these students to have them learn about someone who was beneficial to the history of our race. And you're telling me LeBron James is one of them?
Now, I can see where they're going with it.
Please explain.
Now, which LeBron James are you talking about? Are you talking about LeBron James, the basketball player, or LeBron James, the person?
It don't matter.
It does matter.
In my opinion, it don't matter. It could be abroad. You could tell me anything you want. Write a paper, write an essay, anything you want. Either one, I'm upset with.
Well, see, okay. Well, let me see if I can open your third eye real quick. LeBron as a basketball player, he's doing record number stuff. So, I mean, if you want to look at that aspect, okay, that's one thing. But LeBron James as a person, as a black man, he has probably within the last couple of generations, he's done the most for the black community as an athlete than a lot of people that you probably have on your list that they should have did the report on. I mean, this man's opening schools. Not only the open schools, all his friends that he grew up with, he put them in position to become owners and to generate more money. I mean, this man, he's not doing like all the other basketball players, having their friends come to the games and ruining their reputation. He says, no, you go to school for this. You go to school. He's putting people in power. And he's taking all that power, put it into a school in the urban, in in Akron, Ohio is probably majority black. It's definitely all urban, lower class. Putting them through school, giving them a way to break that generational gap that we have being ethnic. Like we're so far behind. The starting line is crazy.
All right.
And he's generating avenues that we can eventually catch up and have an even playing field.
I'm gonna call the FC card. You know what the FC card is?
FC. No.
That's the fact check card. I'm gonna pull this card on you. I'm gonna give you he opened school in the inner city. All right. That's great. He's doing something for his community. Now, kudos LeBron if you're listening. But he ain't the only one that's ever opened a school. What else has he done? I understand he set up his people. I set up he takes good image. I set up he never got caught up in no illegal nothing, right? I got you. Other than opening a school, which in the grand scheme of things, we got Martin Luther King who helped end slavery, set up protesting, raise awareness. That's like a 10. LeBron opening the school, we about a 2.5, if that. What else has LeBron done to get up that mountaintop to be one of the top 15 of all time that our children are supposed to be learning about?
I'm not saying it's top 15, but now look at it educational wise, right? when you were in school, did you want to hear about Harriet Tubman or Michael Jordan?
I didn't want to hear about no
They're,
history, but if I had to pick those two, of course Michael Jordan, because I was
because
a child.
because he's current. So they're probably giving a better way to have these kids more interested. You know what I mean? Like they're giving them, because it's nothing worse than sitting there getting everybody, preaching or up in front of class talk about something you don't want to hear. But now, talking about LeBron James, all these kids know who LeBron James is.
My problem is this: you dedicate a month when it should be a huge part of the whole curriculum, right?
Man,
If you're learning social studies and history from whatever time you're learning, decade, area, centuries, whatever, there's some form of Black history in there. It should be equal or put in there because it's transcendent, right? It's been part of it.
Yeah,
but you're giving us a month, a short month, with a week off, and you're gonna waste my child's time learning about a current basketball player.
So your argument isn't LeBron James. The argument is they need to teach more Black history.
One leads into the other, because if you're limiting that, you got to do a better job than LeBron James.
No.
If you're looking at sports athletes, you can look at activists, Muhammad Ali, Jim Brown. They just had that movie One Night in Miami, which great message, boring movie, but still that whole aspect, right? Even those are athletes that did something or stood for something. LeBron might send a tweet out recently in the last 2 years or so, but is he out there on the picket lines? He made a school. Congratulations, no hate. But you got 12 to 15 days he is not on the people. Emmett Till, Obama, Kamala Harris. My bad, I butchered that name. You have all these current, you said current, right? You could even give me Oprah. Like, come on, bro. LeBron?
Yeah. Because even Oprah is not in our kids' generation. That's not our kids' generation. Oprah's not in the generation. That's our generation.
Well, our kids' generation, no offense to anyone in that time frame, but who we gonna talk about?
LeBron James.
Oh, come on.
See, I think your argument is more the fact is, yes, the history that we're learning in school is one-sided. It needs to be from a whole Black history and every other culture that played a part. Like that, we learn about the Greeks in school. We learn about everybody else but Black history.
Let me ask you a question. How old's your youngest?
13.
If you went up to him and asked him about Rosa Parks, I'm assuming he would know who it is, right?
I don't think so.
See, you fact checked my fact check. Now I'm gonna hit you with this. Now this was my wild card. I got an FC and I got a WC. This is my wild card. My kindergartner, I was putting his work away today, and a little packet flew out. A little 4-page packet flew out. I said, "Oh, what's this?" It's a flag and it says African American history or something like that. First of all, kudos to saying African American, not Black. Love that. Secondly, you open it up. Who's in it? Rosa Parks, Harriet Tubman. I forget the other one. It was a president or somebody, Kluver or somebody. I forget, because it was all these weird, ugly looking pictures. But still, there was no LeBron James. There was no Black Power Ranger. Like, you know what I'm saying? How's kindergarten getting it right, but 6th grade ain't?
Okay, well, let me.
You just said your 13-year-old ain't Rosa Parks. My kindergarten just got a picture of Rosa Parks.
But hold on. He didn't learn about Rosa Parks. But last year in history, he learned about Mansa Musa.
See, there goes credit.
See, so it's like that. Like that's more like that Rosa Parks and Martin Luther Kings and the Malcolm X, that is like, it's so far. Like, I don't that's I don't want to say it's not. It is relevant, but then again, it's not.
It's dated.
Yeah, it's dated. Exactly, it's dated.
But to understand the datedness, so understand the current and what's going on now, you have to have that base. You gotta have that structure. Even if it's just touched on, so you can kind of see and build where it came from. You gotta know everything come from that. That's my point.
But then again, that's not. That's more of, we need to change these history books these kids are getting in school.
And I agree. I that's 1,000,000,000%. But it's just, to me, insulting. Because again, this is my other thing I'm gonna hit you with. And I know we're gonna transition into movies, but I'm gonna hit you with this.
Oh yeah, and after you done with that, I got one more thing too.
That's fine. This is what I'm saying. All right. To your point, we want to stay modern. You're in 6th, 7th grade by now. You know who Harriet Tubman is, hopefully. You know who Martin Luther King is, hopefully. All right. So we're gonna open it up and be a little broader. To your point, right? A little more current. Now again, I understand LeBron has opened school, college, whatever you want to call it. You can't tell me in the last 20-some years, give me 15 to 20 years, there aren't more. Even if someone's passed away, like, they don't even have to be current. Maybe they just passed away in that time frame. Then a current basketball player. It makes me feel like it's just stereotypes. Like, all right, we're gonna teach
For
kids
black
about
people,
the best black basketball player. Like, why?
For black people, no, it hasn't. There's only one other person that could probably come close to being like an icon like that, is homeboy who just died, who's a Black Panther.
Chadwick.
Yes, bro. Besides that, look at who's like the leader of black people. You talk about oh man, Al Sharpton, and them dudes ain't been doing nothing. We have no, back in the day, like when even before our generation, we had political leaders who took a stand and did that. We don't have that now, bro. We don't have a black leader. We don't.
I don't have a black leader. I don't feel like LeBron James is close to one.
I don't think he's a black leader, but he's done a lot for black people in different aspects, bro. This man, he's breaking stereotypes. Like, he's doing what needs to be put out there. He married his high school sweetheart. Never got caught up in no affairs, no off the court nonsense. He's using his money for good. He's not out here flashing gold, diamond grills, and big chains. He ain't out here cutting a fool, acting a nigga. He's doing the right thing. He's becoming like he's on everybody's radar, and he's showing you that all black people aren't savages and drug dealers and killers. We're also great fathers who's teaching the kids the right thing, who's opening schools, who's giving back, who's caring.
So let me ask you this. 100% of the world, all races included, all ages included, what percent of people, when they hear LeBron James, thinks about him off the court, making schools, being the right person, or what percent thinks of him on the basketball?
It all depends on how you ask the question. It all depends on what question's asked.
If we ask those 100 people, or 100% of people across the world, write a paragraph about LeBron James, how many of them is going to touch on any of that, percentage-wise? I'm going to say less than 25%.
Nah, more than that.
I don't know, man.
If you have people with common sense.
I'm not saying he ain't doing it, but he ain't known for it. He's known for basketball. So we have Black History Month, we talk about a basketball player.
Because he's a basketball player.
Exactly. Of course, that's my point, though. Why has it got to be a basketball? How about this? What if it was Kaepernick, and it wasn't even about on the sports, and it was about what he did and what trend he started, what message he got out?
Because
I would be okay with that.
Because after Kaepernick got that check, We ain't really heard from Cap.
But he started it.
If Cap would have kept the fight,
but I'm saying if we're talking current and our kids will learn about an athlete regarding Black History Month, regardless if he beige like me, still he made the movement, which now years later, the dude that shut him out and kicked him out the league talking about, oh, we got all these funds in this day and we're gonna put this and that, backtracking and everything. But when it was current, they wanted him out the league, right? I know we're getting into politics and everything else. My point is, if you say his name, the first thing you think of is what he started. You say LeBron, you think of him dunking the ball. That's what our kids should be learning.
Well, because Cap didn't have the sport career LeBron had. Cap wasn't out here with 6 rings. Cap in the playoffs every season. Cap's been out of the league. He's been out of the league longer than he was in the league.
But one is known for what we're trying to teach this month more than the other. That's my point.
That's all right. Boom. That's like asking my kids, yo, who's Michael Jordan? Oh, the dude that makes shoes. They're not gonna say Michael Jordan, basketball player.
I don't know about that.
Bro, if you ask anybody 20 and under who Jordan is, they'll be the dude that makes shoes.
Yeah, but
the last generation that knew who Jordan was. the last generation who knew about who Jordan was basketball wise and shoe wise is 45 and under, 45 and over.
All right, can we agree to meet in the middle?
No, I won.
Let's agree. Let's agree. Hold on. Let's agree. Let's agree that the education system
is horrible. Yes,
it's horrible. Let's agree that Black History Month should be more than a month, and it's pretty insulting what is what's provided.
Well, yeah, that's why my kid goes to private school, and he's learning different. He's learning different. I mean, bro, it's sad. It's sad, but the regular education, you have to send your kids to a higher educational system for them to learn that stuff, bro. It's sad, but it's true.
Well, I will say this. We are on multiple platforms where comments are welcome. So we'll put that on the table for everyone. And my question to them is, if you only had 12 to 15 days in the current day and age for your children to learn, would you be okay with LeBron James being one of the people they learn about for Black History Month? That's my question.
Okay. It's a great question.
You said you had one other thing before we go to Mandalorian?
Yes, because you said you like the word African American history.
Correct.
Okay. Let me educate you real quick. All blacks are not African Americans.
Understood.
Okay, so all right, because you know how when they came here, they had the Indians. The Spanish took Indians back, and then when they came back to America, they came back through Africa, and they was labeled African Americans. But they're not. They're Indian. But when they came back through Africa, they labeled them African Americans.
Well, I label myself, as my wife would call me, a snowflake. Okay. There's many things that upset me, yet I don't have a resolution for. I always took it when we talk about colors. I just took it. I just didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? I don't have an answer to what's right, what's wrong, or what title, whatever. But when I hear it, it's just like, meh. You know what I'm saying? Then you see kids with the coloring or whatever. Oh, you're black. Oh, you're brown. You're white. Like, why does it gotta be like that?
But you know what? It
just doesn't.
I'm happy it's going to die out soon because all the old racists, all the real racists, they're all dying. They're all 80, 90 years old now, and their grandkids are interracial dating or same gender dating, which they don't approve of either one. So all that bigotry and sexism, that's going to change. Probably not our kids' generation, but our kids' generation is going to be. I think it's going to be a lot better with racism.
I hope so, but yeah, Crisco's a snowflake, so everything bothers me. Let's put that out there. Uh,
And D-zurt is a African warrior. Zamunda.
all right, Mr. Zumunda. We kicking off with Mandalorian season 2, Star Wars timeline. You can start with your brief summary on the season. Oh wait,
Was it
real
it
quick.
was 3 seasons, right?
Spoilers are ahead for anyone listening. All right, go ahead.
It was 3 seasons. What was it? It was 2 or 3.
2. Sorry, season 2.
No, but I mean as a whole because it's over so far. But it was 3 seasons, right, or 2?
I thought it was only 2.
I mean, I may be wrong. I thought it was 3. Okay, well, either way,
All right, let's reframe that in case I'm wrong. The latest season.
I think the latest season. I think it was great. I was, except for a couple of the fillers. The fillers I could have done without. There was a couple episodes that they just did for, I guess, to make the 8 shows or whatever they had to do. But the overall concept of the show and the doors this show was opening, I think I give it a 5 lifesavers.
Ooh.
Due to the fact that the last episode, when I see the little starfighter, I didn't know who it was at first. But then when my man hopped out with the black hoodie on, I was like, hold up, wait a minute. And he came through and he did what he did, and then he pulled the hoodie off, and it was the GOAT.
Now, let me ask you this. Your 5 lightsaber rating. Does it have anything to do with nostalgia? Or is this just the season itself watching with no background?
I love it because of how they play, how it played out, how they put in, like you know how sometimes when a movie is so old and they try to update it, they fade away from the original story. I think this fit right in place. I think this could have came out when the Empire Strikes Back came out, and it would have flowed. It would have flowed so perfectly. Like I think it wasn't such a far of a jump that you're like, is this even Star Wars? You know what I mean? Like they kept like the characters and how this is the Mandalorian. That's who was how they brought back in what you call his son? Yeah, Bubba. They brought back in Bubba and Asuka but I love the fact that they had me scratching my head on the younging, whatever they call them, little young Jedi's. Like I didn't know if that was Yoda. I didn't know who that was. I was real confused, and it was a good confusion because sometimes a lot of shows you could see the outcome for the first episode.
Yep.
This I didn't. That's why I give it the 5.
All right. I asked you that because I got 2.
Okay.
I got a phone call coming in. But I got 2 scores. The first is just the season by itself, standalone, in its own right. In its own right, I'm going to give it 4 double butters. Now, yeah, you know that double butter popcorn. It's not extra butter. It's double butter. That gets the bottom of the grease and gets that buttery. Get the nice and soaked
on your fingers with a little butter salt on your fingers after
it's done. Yep. Now there is a question here. Next week, a couple weeks from now, which one has more butter, extra butter or double butter? But that's for another day. I'm gonna give it 4. I'm gonna give it 4 because I think you already touched on it. There was some fillers. I was like, bro, if I wasn't into Star Wars, I'd be on eBay or Facebook or something right now because I don't know what. Like, I gotta rewind because I might doze off a little bit. It was still good, but it was still just like, where are we going with this? Like, it was just drowned.
Yeah, especially the episode where they broke the dude out of jail. Oh my
I didn't like
goodness!
the one where they had the big ass turd that was eating people with the skinny ass dude that was like the chief of the little town, and I get it, he had to go to get the old armor and everything, and it's set up for when Bubba came. But that episode, and then you got to let's put the bombs here and let's make it come eat the people and get here.
Yeah, the dragon.
Yeah, it looked like a little
I think it was a dragon.
Listen, that episode, I was like, good lord. And even some of the other ones where he had to go back to this planet, to go to this planet, to go back to this planet. Oh man. But it was original. If you didn't know anything about anybody, the characters were good, because even some of us that don't read the trilogies and the comic books and stuff don't know some of these characters, but it was fresh and new. It kept you interested, right? Now,
right.
Throw in knowing Star Wars in there, it's got to get the 5. It's going to get all 5. Because to your point, the last 3 episodes or so, when it had Anakin's Clone War apprentice, then it had the lead into Bubba, then it had and I hated the Mandalorians in the blue suits. They were boring and annoying.
Yeah. I don't understand that either.
I mean,
what the hell was that
shout
about?
out to the one that didn't talk much. She's Sasha Banks, who's a wrestler and was born in Cambridge. Shout out to Massachusetts. But she only had about 2 lines in the whole show, and I think the whole show was, I didn't know sidekicks could talk. And I was like, that's your only line in the whole fucking show. What are you talking about? But anyway.
Oh yeah, well, that's what she called Bubba a clone.
They annoyed the hell out of me, but otherwise, perfect 5. Now, that episode, you build in the Bubba, and then you hit the last one, right? Okay. Like you said, I purposely stayed off of social media so nothing got ruined. So when Homeboy came out with the black, I already knew. I was like, oh, no, they didn't. I was like, how they going to do this? Hold on, how they going to do this? Well. And then the little Easter egg, I think we might have talked about before we even started talking about doing a podcast. He started using everyone's skills. He was using Anakin's. He was using Yoda's. He was using Obi-Wan.
I was going to save that for our
but
next
yeah,
debate.
He started touching on everybody's powers. And then the last part, I'm not going to lie. The last scene when he was talking and Mando took the mask off and was saying goodbye, I cried, bro. I was leaking. I was leaking, bro. I didn't
cry. I didn't cry, but if I would have blinked that one more time,
because first they almost had me when he was breaking out the dude, not breaking him out, but he was doing the whole, I gotta scan my face, and I'm not supposed to take the mask off, but I gotta do it for him, and he took it off, and I was like, oh damn, okay. But then he did it again to say goodbye in front of everybody, because at least it's like, all right, the stormtroopers ain't gonna come find me. He did it in front of everybody. I was like, oh, man, that shows how much he cared for this dude, bro. So they had me leaking. It was all factors. They had me screaming like a little child, crying. Man, it was just all the above. But I think, like you said, that's going to lead us into the timeline. You want to touch on the timeline for those who don't know when this lines up to all the 9 movies.
Yeah, so from what I gather, it's after... Now, see, it's also in the timeline, you have to add in the cartoons as well, because the cartoons play a big role in the timeline.
Yeah.
With the Clone Wars. So this is after Clone Wars, before Empire, I think that's how it goes. Because in the cartoon, she fights Vader. And then did she realize Vader was Anakin? That's when she ran off and hid. And this is after that. Because remember, now she ran off, so now she's like, she doesn't, I don't know if there's any Jedis or not. Because she left the Jedi Order.
What's the
started doing her own thing.
Episode 6, when Vader dies, and then it ends, and then it comes back with Rey. What's that 6th movie? Is that?
Let me grab my box.
I think it's there, because you notice in that movie He killed Vader, but he was wearing black that whole one. In that whole movie, they were teasing that line of, is he going to go with his father?
Right. It's around that same time. But you have to remember that it's actually because it's like a little bit funny because she fought Vader. So it was before Vader died.
She fought him, and then she ran away, which is fine.
Yeah.
But I think the story goes on because she had been hiding for a while, because he says, all right, so let's line it back up. So at the end of the newest movies or in the middle of the movies, they say Luke, after Vader died, he disappeared. He went on the search for whatever that missing piece was that Rey had to find to get to that special place that where she had to kill her grandfather, right? So in that search, he started looking for kids to start the school. That's where he got the school where he started training Kylo, and that's when Kylo went off, killed them all, right? And then that's when the story started. So when
so it's after Return of the Jedi.
After Return of the Jedi is number 6, yes. Because then in this one, in Mando, they talk about when you get on this temple, she's like, there's not many of us left. If you send that beacon or whatever, whoever's out there will feel it and come for you.
Jedi will come to you.
He was out there searching. I think he said it when he was talking to them in the little airport, right when he was saying goodbye. I'm searching for more like me to help them or whatever. So I think he's going around finding all these young people with the Force to make that school. Then when he makes the school, that's when Kylo comes. That's when that whole thing happens, because after Kylo kills them all, he goes into a hermit mode and disappears until Rey goes and finds him.
Yes.
So I think he is one of the students that he starts the school with. And now the question is, did he die in the massacre? Did he get away?
We won't know until.
But here's the nugget, and I had to do a little research with this. Rumor has it he was part of the first school that Anakin killed everybody in episode 3.
No, but okay, no, and I'm gonna tell you why. Remember when Luke went to train with Yoda?
Yeah.
Right? And when Luke fought and then Luke was like, yo, I gotta go. My sister like, Leia and Han's in trouble. I gotta go.
Yeah.
Right? When he left, then Obi-Wan came. And Obi-Wan says, man, I hope he's all right, because he's the last one. Yoda said, no, there's another.
So what if that is what we're talking about?
Right.
Exactly, because the nuggets I saw and the rumors I had, when they were at that school, that Anakin skill crap with the thing, little baby Yoda was using or had in one of the earlier episodes when he lifted up that big thingy or whatever and crushed it or whatever.
Right, but that was after the massacre, though. That's why he didn't get killed in the massacre, because the Skywalker thing was after that.
Because remember when Homegirl was talking to Mando and he was reading his mind, he said he had much more skills, but he realized his skills put him in harm's way, so he had to hide them and put them around. That's why he's not familiar using them, because he hasn't used them in so long.
Oh, so okay, but
he was a Jedi. He escaped. He knew they were out there killing Jedis. They just killed everybody. I can't use this no more. Kind of like Obi-Wan when he was old Ben. He put all that away.
Right.
And then he was still young for his, climbed. Maybe he had problems using it back up.
But I think, I don't know. I think they're probably just leaving that door open, just in case.
Why they didn't tell us right away,
because
play with it. They're gonna leave it open. Yep, I agree.
Right. They're gonna see where things go, because they're also saying that when Samuel Jackson fell out the window, he didn't die.
That shit bothers me.
Because they all said Jedis can fall from a long distance without dying.
When I hear that is cha-ching. They were like,
yeah,
we can make more money.
Like they purposely leave a lot of doors open. Yeah, so you know what? Okay, let's see where this goes. Okay, now play on that. Boom. You know what I mean?
I think this brought people back to Star Wars because that last
Yeah,
movie
yes,
set
yes.
was so bad. I think episode 7 was good. 8 and 9 was just appalling, and they needed
I
something to get us
think
back.
they dropped the ball on Ren.
Oh yeah,
The Ren should have been Obi-Wan's
I
daughter.
thought that the whole way, but then I was like, they can't recycle this story.
Because I'm gonna tell you why, right? I don't know how he's Palpatine's granddaughter or whatever she is, Palpatine, because the lightsaber that was calling her belonged to Obi-Wan.
You know what this is like? It's like those shows like Lost, or for my European Netflix followers, The Rain, where it gets so good and then you can tell a writer takes over and then it just goes.
Yeah, somebody else. Yeah,
And
somebody lost their
they
job,
just come up with some
and somebody
idea
else
that
came
don't
in.
even make no sense. It was like you could tell the person who was writing it thought that's how it should have been from the beginning. So now they're trying to spin it to get back there, and it don't make no damn sense.
Yeah, cause I'm like, okay, if Vader likes he was calling her, I'm like, okay, boom, she's all right. So first I said, well, then she's Luke's daughter. Then I said, wait a minute, Vader's lightsaber belonged to Obi-Wan. It's Obi-Wan's daughter. Great. Then I see the movie, I was like, oh, they dropped the ball.
Now I know we could talk about this all how awful they did all night, but I know you had a question about power before we start signing off.
Yes. Now my question to the audience is, in your opinion, between the Jedi and the Sith, who is the strongest Jedi or Sith? Like, is Vader the strongest? Is Yoda the strongest? Is Darth Maul, Count Dooku, Palpatine? Who do you think is the strongest?
Now, are we giving our answers, or are we going to wait and follow up and let them answer?
What should we do?
Let's leave it up to them, and we can touch back on it as a quick nugget, because we already got multiple questions out this week. We got the yes on goodbye, no on goodbye, LeBron as your top 15 in the Black History current curriculum, and now we leave them with this one. We got 3. Now, before we sign off, the best part about this, we don't script none of this, and we don't hit the edit button, which is even better, right? This Sunday is not only Valentine's Day, but we get to see the season finale of Your Honor, which I am dying for.
Listen,
now,
my goodness,
I'm gonna get you it in 30 seconds or left. See, this is what we do: put you on the spot. 30 seconds or left. How do you think it ends? If you were writing it yourself, and or what you think they're gonna do? Hit me.
I think what's his name? Kofi's brother's gonna kill the mob boss.
Okay, Eugene. Yeah,
the little fat boy. I think he's gonna wind up killing the mob boss. What do you think happens
with the kid and the dad?
I think people are gonna find out what happened, because now the Godfather knows. So the Godfather's gonna confront the dad at some point in time. That nosy cop, she knows something's up. And his girlfriend was the girl he's playing, who is, I don't know if he's really his girlfriend or he's just playing her. She now knows about the dirty cop. So it's gonna be a lot going on.
This season finale got to be at least an hour and a half. My predictions, I think all those people knowing everything, the lawyer, the cop, Jimmy and them gonna go down, get arrested. That's gonna let the honor, the judge, get a little head of himself, maybe put Carlo in jail. I think Adam gotta go. He gotta eat the bullet somehow, some way. and it will be perfect karma to the whole story. Now he gets to live without a kid or whatever.
Mm.
I think
But I think the mob boss, before he dies, is
I
going
think
to
he
know the
already
truth.
does, because I think once homeboy comes to dinner, he's gonna hit that inhaler, and he's gonna put it all together. But he also know, yes, but I also
Ooh.
know. See, you like that sauce,
Ooh.
but I think
I
he
like
also
that.
loves his daughter so much more. He knows he can't do nothing. So I think so.
Right.
Is he gonna kill the father just to be mad? Is he gonna?
No, because he's gonna sympathize with the father because of the father put his own life in jeopardy to protect his son. That's
Yeah,
like
but
some
his son
mafia
still
shit.
died.
So he's
He
he's,
needs
he's
that. He
gonna.
needs retaliation. See, uh, I think Adam got to go somehow, or maybe he offs himself. I think they go to jail. I think somehow, some way, the mom's side piece,
I think she goes to
huh?
jail. I think the
I think
mom
the
goes to
mom and
jail.
the dad. But I'm talking about Adam's mom. I think something's gonna happen with that side piece that we don't know about. That's gonna tie it all together.
Oh, the black dude.
I think he ordered the hit on homegirl, and somehow he's connected. I think I'm gonna hit y'all with this big story before we go. I think the lady leading Desire is married to the dude who was side piecing Adam's mom, and he killed her. And it's all gonna go in like a big ass circle and bring you back to why he was even there, to why he even hit the kid, and it's just gonna be a big circle clusterfuck to make your head hurt. But
Yeah, I don't think. I think he was just in the gang, or that's her. Could be her son, because he was a young dude. Remember, they showed him like in a basketball jersey. So he played he played ball. So
I
he was
thought the
young.
only picture of him, he had his hand up to his face. I thought those were other dudes. Those were just other pictures. It was like the last two was the dude blocking his face, and then it was the picture of his head on the bed. Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was him. Well, we'll see
Hey,
day after
next week,
tomorrow.
I think we review Your Honor. I know HBO Max got a movie they just dropped tonight that
Yeah,
one of our listeners has suggested we watch tonight's movie night.
and everybody on Facebook saying it too.
Yeah, I
That
think I'm gonna
Messiah
watch that
movie, right?
tonight. So maybe that'll be our double dip for next week. But we, but
Double dip,
we
double
will get
dipper.
back to y'all. Anything before we close D-zurt?
Everybody have a safe weekend. For all you lovers out there, happy Valentine's Day. For all you single people out there, do not get depressed. Someone loves you. You just gotta find them.
Being a snowflake.
That's it.
Thank you, everyone, again. Love that we get to do this. Love that people actually listen. Again, we on Apple, we on Spotify, we on everything. So follow so you don't miss nothing.
Nothing. Hey, and in a couple months we're gonna be on the moon too, baby, when that space
I
shuttle
don't know
goes
about
up
all
there.
that, but we'll be here. All right, y'all. Until next week, holla.
Bye.